Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. EA surprised us yesterday, guys, with an SBC that is so easy to do. A lot of people, myself included, can complete it with their duplicate storage alone. We got to talk about the big SBC dropped yesterday and how it's moving the market in ways that is going up, and only a few things are going down. We're starting to see the market maybe recover a little bit from the crazy market crashes that we saw earlier on this weekend. We're going to talk continuously about that in the video today and look forward to a couple other SBCs, more player SBCs incoming, and maybe more upgrade packs, maybe the return of player picks today as well, which would be very welcomed with all the winter wildcards in packs. If you're excited for the video, drop a thumbs up on it, and of course subscribe if you are new. Let's start by looking at yesterday's content on Sunday. We'll skip the SBCs to start. Let's go to the evolutions, where we had another paid Evo. And I have to wonder, with some of these evolutions that are paid, it's only 45,000 coins. The boost is pretty sizable, but is it again only a paid Evo because we had the snowing card design and it's kind of like a cosmetic Evo thrown on top of a regular evolution? I don't know. EA doesn't tell us that, but this evolution is all about Roberto Carlos and boosting a left back to make it look like his icon card in some aspects, especially with the Trivela Plus. You get boosts here to skill move, weak foot, plus 20 shooting, plus 10 pace, 8 dribbling, 8 defending. You get dead ball playstyle, plus 20 free kick accuracy, left mid position, winger plus. You get whipped pass plus, attacking wingback plus for the rolls, power shot, and Trivela plus playstyles, as well, of course, the card design on top. This is creating some really interesting cards and really attacking left backs. Or it could just bolster your current left back in your team potentially. This Cucurella card is one, not even as a Chelsea fan, that interests me the most, because 99 attack positioning is just a crazy stat to see on the card. But you look at his defending and physical, and you're like, okay, I'm going to have to put an anchor on this or some sort of chem style to boost the defending and physical. But the passing, the dribbling, the play styles that he has intercept, jockey, block. Then you add on the Trivela Plus and power shot and dead ball, whipped pass. He's got press proven, relentless even. That's a really interesting card right there. You also have got the Nuno Tavares who fits. I've got a Sessegnon Evo, who I did because of the Sessegnon Evo that I did last year, right around this time. He fits this. Ferlinendi, Camavinga. I actually want to talk about Camavinga in this Evo. And Alphonso Davies, who both fit this. There's a lot of cards that go into this, guys. You take a look at Footbin at the most popular players list here. This Davies, if you're wanting a Davies to actually defend a little bit more for you, you got a big boost here with defensive minded that can get him up to 78 defense and 82 physical. Then you're boosting him up to 83 defense and 84 physical, which is very high for an Alphonso Davies card. You still got the pace. You get the shooting and passing boost there too. I think that one looks pretty cool. Camavinga, we just mentioned. If you want to use him in the midfield and you don't want Trivela Plus, maybe you do, but if you don't, you can do Press Proven Plus first and then put him in to get a 90 pace Hullet Gang Camavinga card here. That looks pretty sick there as well. Gavardio's Inform fits in this. Mendy, of course, is a very popular one that a lot of people are going to put into here. And then one that really interests me is this David Alaba. Take a look at this card. Gold Alaba goes into Defensive Dynamo, which gives Jockey Plus and a bunch of other defensive playstyles. But then you put him into the El Hombre Bala, you get up to 91 pace, you're at 80 and above in every single other stat, 4-star, 4-star, and look at the rolls. He's got Defender Plus Plus and Attacking Wingback Plus Plus for a left back, and then you look at the playstyles, Power Shot, Dead Ball, Long Ball, Whipped Pass, Jockey Plus, Block, Slide Tackle, Anticipate. That is one heck of a center back or a left back, wherever you'd want to play him. I think that's one of my favorite Evos so far that I've seen. I don't have a David Alaba in the club, nor do I really need the Madrid links, but that one at least looks really interesting to me. I think 45,000 coins is fine. I wish it was not 45,000 coins, but I think the Evo that this is, it's very unique. The more and more that I look at it, I'm like, wow, you are really creating a Roberto Carlos-esque card there. I think that one's fun, to be completely honest. That's a really cool one. Let me know down in the comments which players you guys are putting into that evolution there. Now, let's go to SBCs. Daily reminder. I should have mentioned this in objectives too by going over there. Make sure you get your daily login done, because I have not done this yet. And you want to make sure you get that one done every single day, of course, to keep up with the objectives. Same thing with like the daily play objective, play 3 games a day, get that one done, get yourself those easy free packs. Those free packs and objectives are literally paying for like 182 times 14 every single day, just with the 81 doubles, the 80 doubles, the 82 times 3 or whatever it is in those. They're so easy to get, of course. Make sure you get those games in. Piece of cake. Now, let's talk about the new SBCs that we had yesterday, starting with a player SBC. It was one of the SBCs that we had leaked. He was dropped. His name is Diego Forlan. I still look at this card and I ask the question, what's up with the Playstyle Plus change? If they would have kept this with Power Shot Plus, I think it would have been better. They did boost the weak foot to 5-star, I think his regular hero is 4-4, but it's Forlan, 91 shooting, 87 passing, 86 dribbling. He's got striker, left mid, and left wing. Shooting stats are fantastic. Dribbling is great. It's every single physical playstyle, which if you look at that, it just kind of looks crazy. He's got every single one of those filled out. I don't think this is a terrible card, especially when you look at the price. He only has one roll plus plus, by the way. He's got advanced forward, and he doesn't have any other roll plus pluses, even though they added, I think, left wing position and left mid to his card. But when you look at the SBC and see the price, only 82,000 coins because of how cheap fodder is at the moment and because of how accessible fodder is. I think some people are going to end up doing this SBC just because it's so cheap, and I'm not against it at all. Diego Forlan always scores goals. Yeah, his base hero has a 4-star weak foot. It's not a big upgrade over this one, and again, I think it's a downgrade on the Playstyle Plus from Power Shot to Trivela, but at least it's a cheap, fun one to do, and if you need La Liga links, or if you just want to try out a fun striker card, I think that's a decent SBC to do there. But the surprise yesterday, and the SBC that everybody's talking about, is the 87 plus base or Centurions icon upgrade pack, which you're looking at me like, wait, Nate, you did this? I did. I didn't do it just once. I did it twice because of how cheap this freaking SBC is. In yesterday's video, we talked about this coming out, and I was like, yeah, it's probably going to be 250,000 coins because that's where EA usually prices SBCs, right? It's like they didn't account for how cheap fodder is, and they made it cheaper, I think, than the last icon pack that was out. And I think it's the same price overall coin-wise as the hero player pick. It is 140,000 coins to get this SBC done from scratch. But let's be honest, we don't even have to go spend a dime to do this icon pack because most of us, myself included, were able to do it through the dupe storage. I kid you not, I did this SBC 2 times through, almost entirely through the dupe storage. Had to dip into the club for a couple 84s and 5s and stuff like that. But those are packs, those are players that I'm getting from the 82 times 14 packs every single day. I'm not a huge fan or proponent of saying that these 87 plus icon packs or hero picks or any of those types of SBCs are usually worth doing. But I'm going to be honest. A lot of us have been collecting fodder because the state of the other player SBCs, yeah, sure, they've been cheap. They've been fun, but they haven't been like massive. Again, we used the example of like Cruyff and Vinny during Black Friday. We were dumping all of our fodder into those instead of doing maybe as many icon packs and stuff, or some of us were, but there's really no other option right now. Vinny, 6 days left. You're like, well, there's probably something better coming soon. Cruyff, same thing. All the other player SBCs that we've had so far have just been cheap ones, like Nuno Mendes and Diego Forlan. So it's like this icon pack is actually really tempting, and I'll be honest, it's not a bad pack. The weight, it's an icon pack, guys. Let's be honest. If you want to see who I got from this, I'll link it in the above right here. On the second channel, we posted the highlights yesterday from us doing this SBC a couple of times straight away. I think I had both of the SBCs completed in like 20 minutes after content, which is a record, but it's because I had all the fodder in the club. We had some other people share play on stream. They got some really big pulls. It's a gamble. You're going to get something good, then you're going to get something terrible. If you expect something good, you're going to be disappointed. So just go in with a bit of fun, and that's having the attitude of I'm going to have fun with this, and whatever you get is kind of the way you have to go about it. But this SBC is upvoted massively, as you'd expect, because it's just kind of a shock that it feels like EA is giving this out with all the fodder they're giving us. Then how cheap this is, it's like, wow, thanks EA, cool, we'll go ahead and give that a try. Now, if you're not doing it because you're like, I still want to save, that's totally fine, I get that, but fodder is going up. I'm glad that we talked about investing in fodder. 86s, 87s, and 88s up a little, but since they didn't even require an 88 rated squad in this SBC, it's really the 86s and the 87s that went up the most. These cards were all below 7K yesterday before squad battle rewards, or even during squad battle rewards. If you bought anywhere under like 7.1, 7.2, you did great, because these cards are now selling at about 8,000 coins. That's an undercut right there. Most of these cards are selling at 8K. I think even yesterday after content, they were selling at about 8.5 on some of them. Some of the 7s I know were selling at 8.5K. 88s were, again, under 10,000 coins, and I do believe yesterday they went up to like 11K. They were all selling there. And 86s, I think, were in the 4K range, right? Were they 4.5? 4.3, and they're up to 5.4. That's a pretty good rise, especially with how much fodder is out right now. That's a really good rise in 1 day's time because of how cheap this SBC was. So that was super duper nice to have some investments pay off there. And some of you guys probably made enough coins that you don't have to go and feel like you're spending a ton of your coins on that 250,000 coin Evo, right? That's the great part about it. You trade, you make coins, and then you have more coins to go and spend on stuff that you want to spend on and have fun with. So I like that SBC, honestly. It made fodder go up. We made some money there. And since the content yesterday was just those things, apart from one other kind of smaller pack SBC as well, if you take a look at the market right now, it's kind of like the big crashes that we have had over the weekend with prices absolutely tanking. It's starting to slow down and prices are starting to kind of pick up from the floor because really there's not that much to panic for anymore, right? The 250,000 coin Evo is still there. It's still draining some coins off of the market, but kind of your initial surge of everybody going and rushing to start that and do that is kind of gone. So players like this Graham Hansen, who yesterday when we looked at in the video, she was 90,000 coins after on Saturday she dropped from 130K down to 80K or 89, 90,000 coins. She's now back up going over 100,000 coins. And that's kind of the general trend of a lot of the market, if I'm being honest. Now, there were still some drops yesterday as we kind of talk about this market crash a bit more. Like yesterday on Sunday, Kelly Smith is a card who's very popular still right now. She went from 750K down to around content when the icon was released to like 650K. She rebounded back to 750. I know it doesn't show it here. She was all the way back up at 750. I saw her price in Footbin. And I mean, now she's back still under 700K. But, you know, the market is still down overall, 100%. But you started to see some prices kind of lift off. And, you know, that goes for mostly out-of-packs players. Like I bought a Garnacho, and I talked about Garnacho and some of the live cards in yesterday's video. Garnacho yesterday right here was like 190. This is when we were looking at him. He rebounded up to like 220. He's been around 200K. Bino Gittins was another one. He was down at like 140,000 coins. He's back up to 160. So some of that panic that we saw in those left mids because of the Evo that was dropped is starting to kind of rebound back a little bit more now. So the rest of the market is feeling a little bit more healthy too. You saw some of the out-of-pack special cards like Globetrotters, some of our favorite players to trade with. They rebounded back up a little bit yesterday. I traded with a couple of other players like De Jong and Haaland just for some small flips there. Nothing super crazy, but it's good to see the market have a little bit of positive movement inside of it. But really what I'm noticing is players and a lot of people playing this game right now want to use these new cards the most, which is why I think a lot of people are buying them, and which is why you see a lot of fluctuations on them, man. Look at Declan Rice's card right now. Yesterday on Sunday with squad battle rewards, he went from 450 down to 430, up to 490, down to 400, 414, and then up again to 440, and he was just 420K again, and now he's approaching back to 450. Maybe that's a sign of some more fluctuations heading into the day today. When you see a bunch of peaks and troughs like that in a graph, it really just tells you that people want to use the cards and they're willing to pay the coins to go and try them out because they're interesting, right? So that's why I'm looking at some of these players winter wildcards wise today, and I'm thinking, yeah, it seems a little bit risky to buy a card that is in packs currently for maybe a trade, for a flip, or to expect a rise heading into a Monday. But I don't see the content being near as crazy as it was over the weekend today or tomorrow, which is why I'm taking a look at some of these cards that have dropped off still a lot, right? Haaland, I sold him at 1.1 mil. Right now, he's still 1.06. I mean, he was under a million yesterday, so I don't think I want to buy him right now. But other cards, like I bought that De Jong for 1.17. He's still 1.2 mil. I do believe yesterday he went up to over 1.3 million coins at one point. You know, a lot of the lower tier cards too have had great fluctuations. Undav yesterday, a 99 shooting striker. A lot of people want to try. It went from 14K up to 22,000 coins. I don't think he's going to go to 22 today, but if he goes to like 17 or 18, you're making some good money there. Hazard, of course, was like 2.1. Now he's 1.74, still down a lot there. The market's just kind of all over the place as it's kind of figuring out where these new winter wildcards are going to be priced, but it makes me want to trade with them. And that's why I've picked up a couple just to try out some trades, just because I just have to wonder, like, people are going to wake up today on Monday, they see how cool and how interesting and how different these cards are, and they're going to want to try them out, right? So one of the investments that I went in on today was I bought one Al Oweiran, just because when I searched up on Footbin how this promo team was being used in terms of who was being used the most in terms of games played, this is one of the most used games, card with the most used games on this game right now. And it's because of the 99 pace for sure on this card. You want to know the second most used card on this game right now? It is Undav, I believe, is one of the most used players. Icardi with the Finesse Shot Plus is very, very popular as well, as is Lookman. It's these guys that have the 99 stat boost that people just see the 99. They're like, yo, I mean, personally, I tweeted about this Lookman yesterday because I played against him, and his 99 dribbling absolutely cooked me. So I picked him up 176,000 coins. I don't think I would pay too much more than 180 for him, which is why I haven't bought a lot, because I feel like this is a card that could go to like 200K today or maybe 210. But do I think he's going to go to like 250? No. Do I think he's going to go to like 165 or 150K later on this week? Yes. So I still think these winter wildcards are going to drop further, but I think today could be a day where you see just a little bit of a boost in them. Guys like this Javi, I know everybody gets a free one on loan, but this guy has so much demand and he's actually really, really good in game. I kind of missed the opportunity to pick up a Javi here. I was hoping to get him again at like 280K flat. He's already been lower than that. He was 275 twice, and I missed out on that, but he's now approaching 300K, and he's very, very good in game, which is, I 100% think, the reason that he's going up in price. So definitely watching the winter wild card today, hoping for a little bit of a rise. But if you don't want to be as risky with that, then maybe you go for something that's out of packs. And remember, there's a lot of stuff that's in packs right now, like this card in packs, so you probably don't want to trade with that. Same thing with this Hansen. But out of packs cards like the Globetrotters, the most recent other promo that we had before this, these cards continue to fluctuate a lot on the market. Some of the cheaper ones like Jolinton, Savinho, Brahim, Suarez. Every time I see Suarez at this low price, man, I go and pick him up. Suarez is how much? 270K? I mean, people like to use Suarez in this game. If they drop some other sort of Evo that makes a hype Inter Miami link, we're going to be there, right? Suarez 2-step, 275, sign me up. I mean, like, that's a card I hope to see go to 300,000 coins plus, just because it's a rare card that a lot of people like to use. Like, again, that was a 15K undercut there, which covers my tax. So that's why it doesn't feel like that risky of a trade. Or maybe it's like a Thunderstruck player. Like, here's a great graph. Oh, yeah, Koundé, 536,000 coins right here. Yesterday, what did he do? He went between 540 and 595. He did it twice. Saturday, what did he do? He was 598, and he dropped down. Like, this is a card that I would look at and say, okay, Thunderstruck Koundé, this is how you can trade in this game for like the next couple of days before Christmas, getting into Christmas. If you just want to do some light flipping on the market, this is how you can absolutely make some coins. Like this card, if I saw 530 for sure, 530 would be like my no questions asked buy price. So like, I'm going to add one of these to my watch list and check his price every little bit, because if I do see that 530, I'm going to take one up. So I think the market should be pretty good to trade in, because again, I don't think the content's going to end up being that crazy today on a Monday. Now let's talk about it. What kind of market movements could we see today with the content that we have? Firstly, we do not have FC Pro games. I know it's different, right? On every single Monday, we start looking at these FC Pro cards and we start asking ourselves, hey, who's playing? Who's live? Who's going for upgrades this week? Well, the answer is nobody. There are no games this week for the FC Pro Live. I don't think there's any games until we get into January. Because of the holidays and the festive period, there's no games there, so there's nothing going on with these cards. But Mondays are always upgrade pack days, and actually today, EA could do us a solid by releasing two different upgrade packs. The first of which is, sure, we have the Winter Wildcards crafting upgrade, which we like, we love, no problem with that. It would be really nice, EA, if we had a player pick upgrade SBC that would be out alongside of this. So for those of people who do not want to do the Winter Wildcards crafting upgrade, or think that player picks are better, because, it's just fun to have options at the end of the day regardless. If we had a 78 plus player pick again, maybe if they wanted to juice the rating up 79, 80, we wouldn't be mad about that. If they gave us a player pick upgrade pack like that, unlimited repeatable, that would be freaking sick. I mean, just release the 78 plus from last week. Those were pretty fine too. So a lot of us also have 82s, 83s. If you guys have a bunch of those fodder cards left over in your club right now and have nowhere to put them, especially in your duplicate storage, I think a lot of people have started putting them into the 83 plus team of the week upgrade. But personally, what I would like to see is like an 85 double or an 84-5, some sort of upgrade pack SBC that we had during Black Friday as well, right? We had like the 84 combo, the 85 double combo, whatever it was. If they were release an 85 player pick as well, like that would be sick. If they release another player pick SBC or pack like that for some of our 82 and 83 rated, even if it's a couple of squads, like 2 squads, 82, 83 for like an 85 double, like it's probably too cheap, but that would be sick, right? That'd be a super fun thing to do right now on this game with kind of the menus where they are, fodder being so accessible. Give us another way to turn in our fodder, just to try to craft more higher rated fodder from stuff like that. So that's the one thing that I hope we see today via content. Other than that, though, I mean, besides a normal player SBC, I'm not expecting too much. Make sure you get your 10 coin packs. They're refreshing, I think, 2 times per day. And the 30 coin pack refreshes that content each day. And look, I'm just adding more cards. I'm just adding more cards to my dupe storage. That's how it feels right now. Our clubs are full of fodder because there's so much to give, but there's just not as many places to put the fodder into. Now, maybe today there's going to be another place, well, there is guaranteed, with a player SBC. Before we get to that, though, we do have some information about the big Zé Roberto, right? That's kind of the biggest SBC that is still looming large out there. FIFA Trading Romania was out with the riddles yesterday saying that Santa's going to be flying around the world, and his final stop on the 25th will be where he gives his best gift. Tweets a Brazilian flag. Somebody asks Zé Roberto. He says yes. This is the official Zé Roberto card once again. He will be dropping as an SBC on Wednesday, Christmas Day. That's when we expect this card. We'll talk about it a little bit like tomorrow, what to expect on Christmas Day too, because usually EA do some nice things as well, kind of like a Christmas present type of vibe. But I mean, this might be the best SBC we get during this promo, and this would be one that I'm very interested in as well. I'll be honest. If he has the center mid position, left mid, left back, left wing, this could be a really, really sick card, even though it only has 1 playstyle plus. So we're going to hold out our hopes for that being a good, affordable SBC with maybe some other boost like a weak foot or skills that would get us excited about that card too. But that is not today. What could be today still is one of the 2 or 3 leaked SBCs that we still have to go. We have a new Shevchenko, which when I look at this SBC leak, these are official stats. It's got to be dirt cheap. But when I look at this, I think I would rather do Socrates 10 times over than do this SBC personally, unless you're a fan of Shevchenko. I would love to do Socrates card over this just because Socrates has like plus 18 passing over this card and otherwise very similar stats, and he's got the 5-star skills. We also have Makelele, who is still leaked, and I think we even have like an end of an era Jesus Navas. So I imagine that we're getting some other sort of player SBC today. Again, I kind of wish that EA would give us, you know, how we had the advent calendar last year. We had like the whole list of who we were going to be getting. We don't necessarily have that this year. We just have leaks. So I don't think today's going to be that crazy of a day. Maybe we get an Evo. Maybe we don't. Maybe we get into an objective. Maybe we don't. I don't expect it to be that crazy. It's a Monday, which is why I think the market could do pretty good. I have a little bit of an investment right now in some Lacazettes. Here's the Alawaran that I bought. I bought 1 Undav. I just think Lacazette with the Majri that is out, Leon Lynx, he's just a cheap French striker. I picked him up at like 38K. I'm hoping he goes to like, you know, 48K. Like that would be the hope. That'd be the ideal perfect world for a card of his caliber today. I also did buy a Carlos Alberto for 1.49 million coins. So we'll see how that one works out there. And then I'll probably just try to put some coins into the rest of the market today because I think, honestly, the only thing that would make it, 530, that's my price. I said that was my price, 530 for Koundé right there, boom. I said, or I thought that the market wouldn't do too bad today. The only thing that would make it do bad would be some other sort of leaks or panic, which I don't see there being a lot of on this game right now. We'll see, though. You never know. There's always that variable of anything can happen in regards to content in this game. But at least content through Winter Wildcards has still been pretty solid. We're going to have weekly rewards to open up today in the stream. So if you want to check us out there, that link is down below in the description. We'll be crafting, working the market, and seeing what other EA surprises we can have ourselves on a Monday in FC 25. If you enjoyed this video, drop a thumbs up on it. Comment down below if you have any questions. And of course, subscribe if you're new. It's been TheFutAccountant. I'll see you guys in the stream today. Peace.